Meanwhile, the International Atomic Energy Agency, or IAEA, says it has decided to close its investigation into whether Iran once had a nuclear weapons program, opting instead to support Tehran's deal with major powers, rather than dwell on its past activities. Earlier this month, the IAEA produced a report that strongly suggested Iran engaged in coordinated activities aimed at developing a nuclear bomb up until 2003, but it found no credible evidence of weapons-related work beyond 2009. Liling Tang has more from New York.
Iran is being accused of two specific things. The first is that it violated international law by testing the Imad ballistic missile on October 21st against UN sanctions that specifically banned the testing of ballistic missile technology. And the second is that Iran had tried to procure titanium alloy bars that can be used to enrich uranium. However, the panel of experts were unable to determine if this was indeed a willful violation. Nonetheless, the violations have put in an awkward position the United States and the other powers involved in putting together that Iran nuclear deal, because it adds to pressure to impose new sanctions on Iran to punish Iran for these violations. But Iran has warned that any new sanctions would jeopardize that nuclear deal. These violations also come as the UN nuclear watchdog, the IAEA, has concluded its investigation into Iran's past nuclear activities, finding that Iran's nuclear program and intent to develop nuclear weapons had, for the most part, ended in 2009. The IAEA gave assurances that there was no credible indication that these activities have continued.
The agency has no credible indications of activities in Iran relevant to the development of nuclear explosive devices after 2009. Nor has the agency found any credible indications of the diversion of nuclear material in connection with the possible military dimensions to Iran's nuclear program.
However, the latest violations have raised the question of whether the UN nuclear watchdog was thorough enough in its investigation, whether the perimeters that set out the investigation were sufficient, and how cooperative Iran has been in allowing monitors to determine the extent of its nuclear program. Liling Tan, CCTV, New York.